Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in SpringWatch. This is 14 days of projects back to back, all videos, all on YouTube, and of course all on my blog. And today's project, I don't know that I've got a name for it. I've just called it the big blue box because that's what it looks like when it was sat on my desk. I'll have to think of some fancy name. You'll see it in the title, obviously, but this is how it opens. It's one of my fold-out boxes. But this is a square one. I've not done one this size before, so I'm going to show you how to make it. This one was done in Night of Navy and the Birthday Basics paper from the spring catalogue. I'm going to use a different one. This time I am using the Sweet Dreams DSP, which is the very pretty one that's sort of in the baby kind of section. And of course, basic grey, which is the colour that goes with it. So you need your cardstock to be 12 inches that way by 6 3/4 of an inch that way, which is 30 by 17. And let me grab my scoring tool. With the long side at the top, I'm looking to my notes, which are to my left today, because I've got lots of stuff around me, because there's lots of stuff going on. So you score it out. I'll give you the metric, the imperial first, then I'll come back in with the metric. So at 1.5, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, and 10.5 inches, which in metric is 4, 13, 17 and 26. And then you turn it round and score it at 1.5 and at 5 1/4. Ding! There goes my phone. Actually, it's my tablet, which is 4 and 13 centimetres. Now the finished size of the box, 3 3/4 of an inch that way and that way, which is 9 centimetres that way and that way, and then it's 1.5 inches deep, which is 4 centimetres deep. So that's the sizing of the box. Okay, so come along and fold all your score lines. I don't know why my tablet has just started dinging, because it's actually been off all day. So I don't know why it's making noises now, because it hasn't all morning. Clearly it had a lion and it's woken up. Okay. Right, so fold your score lines, score them, and then hold it in horizontal fashion. We're going to cut up all 4 of these marks here and notch in. But I'm not going to notch particularly because it's a big box and there is a lot going on with this box today. So, oh actually why not? Let's just notch. I'm on a roll, I might as well carry on. So it's just notching in because it just makes the box fold over and close neater. And I did show this in a box a couple of weeks back as to why you do the notching in. And it was the same style box, completely different shape to this. Because the reality is that actually there are not the basic box shape. There's maybe half a dozen basics. They look different when you alter your score lines. But the basics of putting a box together, not very many of them. Oh, for goodness sake, my phone or tablet. Okay, so this is all going to fold up and close, but obviously we want to put some DSP on, which is what I've got here. Isn't it pretty? Very nice. And actually, if you look at the papers, I'll grab my catalogues, I do have them here. Of the papers, there's half of them have got blue and half have got pink, or you know, blues and pinks, and then the other half are completely neutral. But they're not especially just for babies, because there's clouds, and actually that's the pattern my boys have in their bedroom. And then there's suns as well, and kind of it's not particularly baby. It's just the colours that make it sort of pastel. But you know me, I like to make things different. Okay. Silly tablet. 3.5 by 3.5 inches is this one, which is 8.5 by 8.5 centimetres. You need 1 of those, 4 of these that measure 3.5 by 1 1/4, which is 8.5 by 3.5 centimetres. So I would suggest, I'll move this down here, when you cut your piece of cardstock, cut the length first. So cut a piece that is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, then you just quickly bash along and chop off those bits. So let's put, oh look, there you go, there's the suns. Aren't they cute? I think they're cute. So I'm going to just put some snail on the back of all of these. stick it to myself. Okie dokie, right. At this point it doesn't matter which is the top and the bottom, but once you put your first piece down, that then becomes the top. So there's the top, and then these four go on the rectangular pattern panels even that are around that one where you've just put your square on, because that becomes the top and the sides and the back. So that we now know is the top, and that's the bottom. So I'm going to put my adhesive on. I'm using Fuse today. You could use Tombow, you could use sticky strip. You don't want to be using snail. It's not strong enough to hold cardstock to cardstock when it's a 3D project and you're putting your cardstock at angles. It will work if you're, you know, working on a flat surface like, you know, a card. If you were putting card to card on a card. You know what I mean. That would work with snail, but not when it's on a 3D project. So, okay, so these four here that are nearest this blank one, they're all going to stick to the sides because this is the bottom of the box. So get myself tangled here. So that's the base of the box done. So this is now the lid. Okay, and I'm going to bring this in and I'm going to show you how I've got this epoxy look to this particular decorative embellishment, but it's rather nice, isn't it? Great for a guy. And I'm going to put some ribbon round while I've got it here. And this is the silver satin ribbon, which is beautiful. So we've got Whisper White and Very Vanilla, but we've also got gold and silver. And this is kind of a dove grey kind of silver rather than a bright silver, which is the taffeta ribbon. That's a very bright one. This one is more dove than that. Very elegant. Okay, so that on the top. And then my stamping. I've got a Celebration stamp set here. And I love this one because it's all about matching up the punches. So obviously these ones here all go with the punches. And I've taken this little heart, love, because I might fill this with treats and give it to my husband. I might have to, because he's so good to me and so very helpful in my business. Everybody knows that he went racing off to buy an SD card for me the other week. So, you know, maybe I'll give him some treats. So, sorry, I have Melon Mambo here because I figured it was quite nice to be a bit bright. You know, put a bright colour into the background. The heart from the Itty Bitty Accents Shapes Punch Pack. Oops. And then I forgot to get my Melon Mambo cardstock out. I'm just rummaging in my drawer. It's a good job I've got a very small office, isn't it? Okay. So I then have the large oval punch. And then I've got the scallop oval with some silver glimmer paper. Lift all these up and then I will show you what to do with that in a second. Because it is so cool. Here's my baker's twine. Let's tie a little bow. Try and tie a bow. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, I'm impressed with that. So I'm going to put that on there with a mini glue dot because actually it's going to get hidden anyway. If I can find them. And that can go over there. And then we have got these brand new Itty Bitty Accents epoxy stickers, and these ones here, those three, that size, matches the heart punch, the star that is from the same pack, and then the 1/2 inch circle, which is a standalone, and they all fit perfectly. So these don't go over the top of them, but you can just accent, which is what I've done here, and I'm going to do again. So I'm going to take my heart, go over the top, and it's gorgeous. And you perhaps can't see it so well here on camera, but I will make sure that I've got a good close-up photo on my blog. I'm going to take another heart here and just pop it loose on there. And that's really pretty. I'm so pleased with that. They're gorgeous. Clever Stampin' Up. Thank you for giving us those. I need a half a dimensional to come onto the back of my little heart here. Just over there, and then I can put some dimensionals on this to pop it onto my box. And that bright flash of colour against the beautiful basic grey, I think that's rather lovely. Anyway, I hope you do too. Thank you very much for joining me, and I shall speak to you very soon. Bye.